Okay, thank you so much for the update there. Just give me a minute. I think we have about 3 minutes. We will get started. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's good. Good to hear that. I think it looks like the new strategy it is working well. So that is great to see that. And I will be explaining about the new strategy this coming Thursday, right? So during the AMA session, because it's a technical meeting, right? So I'll be explaining the how the counter trend strategy. Okay, we are basically using a counter trend strategy for our trading. I think most of you know that already, right? That is what we do. And then we have arbitrage, we have the hedging. So, but please remember, all these are tactical. Okay, it's all mathematics. All right, so the algorithm is like mathematics that we have actually built the script. So the new strategy works a little bit different. Okay, so if you see previously, right, we open one position big and one position small, right? Previously, right? Now you see we don't do that. Okay, we open two position. We do an arbitrage. Okay, two position, same position size. Okay, same order size. So basically what we are doing is that this is what we call teasing. Okay, we are just teasing the market with a 1% order size by opening up and down. That's all. Okay, we are just teasing. Okay, so if you look, let me just see if I can share the board here. So if you look, I hope you can see the board. Okay, so let me go to the new position that opened today, right? So we got a new position here. So you can see the order size, right? The position size is only about 0.007, or in US value is about 1.9146. So that is it. Both of these position, right? If you look, it's the same position. So what we are doing here is that this is basically like an arbitrage using both position. But what we are doing here is teasing. It's a teaser position. Okay, it's a teaser position until we wait for the breakout, for the market to break out or break down, either one. Okay, so we actually created a different way of doing things. So then we wait for the breakout. So when do we know there is a breakout or breakdown? Based on the ROE. So if you look at the ROE, once the ROE actually hit 50%, either plus or minus. Okay, so if it is minus, that will be the position that we will be doing the DCA, not the plus. The plus we will leave it. So the greater the plus, the better it is. Okay, so you can see an example here. We have an example for USDC. Can you see that? We have a short position which is 120%. This is good. So we got a long position. You can see it is basically, if you look into the order size, right, it's bigger. Can you see that? So why? Because we do the DCA for the position that is going against us, or we call this as a counter trading, right? Counter trading position. So now, the further the positive, the better it is, because when we do the add order, we are shifting the entry price. So what will happen at one point, both of these positions will be positive. All right, so please understand, once the ROE reaches 35%, then only we will take the profit, and here will be still profitable. So you can see now, both of these positions, right, the win rate will be 100%. When we close the position. Okay, so this is the beauty of this new strategy that we are basically applying. So that means, right? That means what we are doing is basically we are having a teaser position. Okay, we are doing an arbitrage teaser position, but we are waiting for the breakout or breakdown. All right, so you can see, okay, this is like an entry. So we only enter when we see a minus 50% ROE. This minus can be anyone, can be long or can be short. It depends, okay? So if, for example, if now the market go up, if the market goes up, it's long will be positive. Okay, rate will be negative. But the DCA will only start when it is minus 50 ROE. Okay, so So we have actually created the algorithm, calculated all the necessary specification, okay, for the add order to take place, okay. So the add order will be basically using your sub account, okay. So take note, the main account is there. Later I will explain, right? Basically, those of you who understand about the management of the main account and the sub account, okay. So the more fund you have in your sub account, definitely that is good, because the add order will continue, okay. But if your sub account is depleted, then we will start to use your main account. But once your main account reaches 50%, then the hedging will come into effect. Okay, hedging is like a last resort to shift your estimate liquidation price further away, which I will explain all these things, this coming Thursday. Okay, but I hope you are feeling the excitement of this new strategy. Okay, so this new strategy is a little bit different. All right, it's a little bit different. It works differently, but it gives you more assurance of the direction of the market when we do the this year. Okay, so this is important. So you can, those of you who have been with the old strategy, when we open a position, we do, I think, remember I told you, right? 4-1, right? One position will be greater than the other position will be smaller, right? But here it doesn't happen that way. Okay, now we open two arbitrage position at the same order size. But what we are doing is just teasing. We are just teasing the market and waiting for the breakout. Either breakout means up, breakdown means downside. Okay, so we wait for the breakout. So whichever the breakout, then we go for the minus 50%. Okay, to actually do the DCA. So imagine, right? One is plus 50%, one is minus. So the minus 50%, when we do the DCA, the minus 50% will become minus 25%. So now, if the market reverse, right, the minus 25 will become positive, and the plus 50% will come down, but both will close in positive. Can you get me? So it will become 100% win rate. Okay. So in this manner, user will be able to experience bigger profitability. Okay. Now, do remind me later on to show you the back office. What is the minimum profit per position? Okay. I'm going to show you what will be the minimum profit per position when the profit closes. So that means that will be the minimum profit that you will enjoy. All right, you will enjoy if the bot closes one position. Okay, so please remember, okay, we don't promise you any fixed ROI. Okay, we don't promise you, but we know every time a position is closed, what will be the minimum profit that you will be enjoying. Do you want to know that? How many of you want to know that? Please put in the chat room, okay? Put in the chat room, yes, okay? So, and then please remind me later on, okay? Please remind me later on to share with you the actual result, because I'm going to show you the minimum, right? So, if you know the minimum, the maximum is great. The minimum, if the minimum is already high, just imagine, right? If we frequently closing the position with a minimum, all right, with a minimum order size, just imagine, right? You can already calculate what will be the profit like. So that's why, because it's a real trading, right? So we don't promise you any fixed return. I think it is fair, right? Because if we give you a fixed return, I think we will be lying, right? Because we are trading in the real market. So I think some of us were earning about 1 point something percent. I think we just closed, I think USDT, right, or BTC about 2 point something percent. So the percentage is different, okay, because it depends on the DCA. Sometimes if the market go against you further away, you can be more happy, because the further the market go against you, the more DCA is done. So the more DCA is done, the more actually your order size is, right? So when we close, definitely the profit is much, much greater. Although you wait for 2-3 days or even 4, it doesn't matter, because your profit can be 5%, 6%. It depends, right? on the add order. So the DCA plays a very, very significant, okay, in order to actually okay, your order. Okay, so just take note of that. Okay, so yeah, just give me a minute. I'm just making sure to watch the market while I'm actually sharing with you guys. Okay. 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 All right. Okay. Great. Okay. Let's get started. Okay. Let's get started. And thereafter, I'm going to show you, the back office. Okay. Just to show you the trading, especially the minimum part of it. But I will elaborate more details this coming Thursday. Okay. All right. Great. Let's get going. Then. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. Please understand, okay, the presentation, there is not much changes yet, okay, but I think next week onwards, probably the content will slightly change because the new strategy, we are using the new strategies and so on, okay, but at the moment, I will just maintain, but because we just want to make sure September onwards, every week, okay, there is a presentation, okay, there is a weekly review or weekly preview going on for JD Export, okay. Now, JDX Copy Master currently it is still closed. Okay, we are not allowing anyone new to come on board. Once we close the Ether position, I think that's where we will allow the rest of them to come on board. Okay, so just take note of that. Okay, great. First of all, thank you guys for coming on board. Right, I'm really glad that we can actually see this new strategy working in the real in the real market, and also those who are connecting. I think they're already starting to see some significant results. Okay, but the thing is that please understand, all right, that we with the technical team. We are closely monitoring, okay, this new strategy, and also continuously adding, some improvement to make sure things are all well taken care of, right? So just take note of that. Okay, so first thing first, okay, any platforms or any program that you want to be part of, you need to know the positioning of the company first, okay? So here the company is none than JD Wealth Maker. Now, please understand, JD Wealth Maker is a financial technology, fintech, decentralized finance, DeFi software development company. So what we do is basically we focuses on any technology development, okay, that is related to the decentralized finance. Okay, so we got CFI. Okay, CFI is a centralized finance that is related to the banking institutions and so on. Then we have the DeFi, which is the decentralized finance, which is basically a non-banking. All right. But in this world now, right, you can see banks are also adopting DeFi because it's a competition between the decentralized and the centralized. Okay. So this is important. So, but our goal is very simple. The only way, right, the only way human, okay, or people can have access to wealth is through decentralized finance. Is yes, you can have access to wealth through the bank, but the process that you need to go through will be very, very troublesome. All right. Sometimes if you go to the bank and apply for a loan, it will take you 3 months or 6 months, or it may even become difficult because they need to validate, verify your documents, and so on. So things is not easy. But when come to the decentralized finance, all you need is an exchange and you fund your account and then you can get your trading account started. Can you just imagine that? All right, that is how fast you can actually be part of the decentralized finance. Okay, so now with this company, right, JD Wealth Maker, we have basically introduced, okay, two of our brand, which is basically JDX Bot, our flagship product. Okay, please understand, JDX Bot is our flagship. JDX Bot is running since November 2023 when we started the beta testing. All right, but please understand that this strategy has been around since 2010. Okay, that's why I started to trade the futures trading. Okay, so it is not something new. It has already been there for the past 15 years. Okay, but we only basically made it into an algorithm, into a bot, okay, sometimes November 2023. Okay, so you can just imagine, okay, the amount of expertise, okay, that we had, throughout 15 years, and that 15 years has actually been put into JDX bot and also JDX copy master. Okay, so JDX bot is our algo trading, which is basically run through the API, and JDX copy master is basically a copy trading that basically mirror my trading. Whatever I'm trading will be traded at your site. Okay, so I will explain both of this quickly to help you understand, how these two brand or these two products actually work. But a lot of emphasis will be given to JDX bot because JDX bot is a fully autonomous, all right, API trading, all right. It is an algo trading. Now, our goal is very simple. Whatever that we are doing in this DeFi world, okay, we want to empower ordinary people to generate extraordinary income. Now, this is a godly mandate that God has given us because we believe, okay, if we can empower it, sometimes we can empower the elites, we can empower people who has the money, but how about the people who don't, ordinary people, right? Okay, that don't have that much of money? How can we empower them? So this is where we have the solution, all right, with JDX bot and JDX copy master, right? Please understand that. Now, let's look first into JDX bot. Okay, as I mentioned to you, JDX bot is the flagship product. Okay, this is the most intense effort that has been put into this product, right? Now, it is an industry first fully autonomous crypto algorithmic tactical futures trading. All right, so this is important for you to understand because in our algorithm, we don't really focus too much on the technical. It is a tactical, it is mathematics. And now with the new strategy, right, we are basically redefining the way how JDX bot is actually trading. All right. So as I mentioned to you, now we have arbitrage, we have hedging, we also making sure it's a counter trade, okay, that is taking place when we actually identify, okay, the right timing to enter the market. Okay. Now, please understand, JDX bot is a third-party exchange API commission software as a service, okay, solution. So that means that if you want to be part of JDX bot, you need to register with an exchange, okay, with a licensed exchange. And not only that, you need to later on to bind your API between your exchange and JDX bot, all right, so that once it is bind, JDX bot will handle your trading bot 100% autonomous without human intervention. All right. So all that you need to do is just manage your fund. The rest will be done 100% by JDX bot. Okay. I hope this is clear. Okay. Now to give you quickly, right, some insight into our unique advantages here. Number one, it is 100% fund controlled by users. Okay, I think this is important because we don't want to actually place our fund with any third party, right? Because there is a risk that third party may exit. Sometimes it can be a Ponzi scheme and so on, right? A lot of the people, even in our community, right, they lose a lot of money to a lot of programs such as this. So what we have done is that you will have your own exchange and you need to basically control your own trading fund in your own exchange. Now, this is awesome, right? Because you then have complete control over your fund. You have the peace of mind. You can decide to deposit. You can decide to withdraw. Okay, you can do whatever you want because this fund is 100% controlled by you. All right, so when we connect the API, the only permission you are giving to JDX bot is to manage your bot, but we don't have access to your funding. All right, we don't have access to your fund. Okay, so in that manner, your fund is 100% safeguarded and protected in your own exchange. Okay, so this is important. Number two, it is 100% autopilot. Okay, so the bot runs 24/7, 365 days, anytime, anywhere. Right? So that is the beauty of having this kind of, automated bot running for you. Okay. But although when I say it's run, right, please understand that depends on the market, right? Sometimes it runs, but you don't really see much movement because there can be less activities and so on. These are normal in the crypto space. Okay. So if you are going to be part of JDX bot, it is good for you to take 1-2 months to learn, to learn and understand about how the market sentiment, the market's environment, and so on. This is important, right? So now another thing is that it is 100% transparent, a sea of live trades and results at your fingertips. If you saw earlier, right, what I was showing to everyone is the app. So you can have the app installed, and then through the app, you can actually view all the trades that is taking place. Not only the trades, you can even look into your trading results. And please understand, guys, these are 100% transparent because this result is provided by the third party. It is not provided by JDX bot. So when it is third party, that means that this information is not altered. It is not altered. It is the real result. So if the bot loses, you will see losses. If the bot makes money, then you will see it makes money. I think that is fair. So that is the reason why we find it is wise and it is the right thing to actually partner with a third party rather than we own the exchange. If we own the exchange, then there will be conflict of interest. Therefore, it is always good to have a third party so that there is no conflict of interest. Now, next is it is tested and proven winning strategy built by real expertise. So what you are seeing, basically it is, as I mentioned to you, it is been developed, been around since 2010. It's a 15 years, of expertise, and that is basically what I do. My job is I am basically an expert in futures leverage trading. So I find a lot of different strategy and build my own strategy. And this strategy is now embedded into JDX bot since 2023, in November when we start the beta testing, right? So now the other important thing, it is a safe, reliable, and compliance trading platform. So the platform that you're going to be part, when you connect your API, it has to be safe. And not only that, we must make sure they protect your fund and so on. And even if things goes wrong, there is always a policy available. So these are basically regulated exchanges. And because of that, you have to do KYC before you can even become part of JDX bot. I hope that is clear. Now, last but not least, JDX bot pay one of the highest profit sharing in the industry. And also please understand, all the bots, whenever the profit is generated, the settlement will be done instantly, the profit sharing, which you will be learning details as I go through this presentation, I think this is what people want, people don't want their withdrawals or takes 48 hours and so on, right? They want it instant. Now, if we talk about decentralized, we talk about blockchain, if you don't do things instantly, it's just meaningless. So once we talk about crypto, blockchain, and so on, anything that we do through the smart contract, it has to be instant. So when you withdraw, you can instantly actually receive your referral bonuses and so on. You don't have to wait for 12 hours or 24 hours. You don't have to. So that's the beauty of what we want to do here, because this is what user actually wants. So we want to give you what you want, not what we want you to have. So please understand that. So now these advantages make JDX bot an appealing choice for individuals seeking automated crypto trading solutions with transparency, accessibility, and a history of success at an affordable initial cost. So just hang on there. I'm going to show you what are those initial costs for you to get started so that then you can plan. You can plan how you want to go about it and so on. So that will be important. Now, the other important thing is for you to understand how the whole ecosystem actually works. So now when we talk about the ecosystem, please understand there are two main entities that is involved here, which is BitGet. BitGet is our official exchange partner. All right, so you can use our link and actually register with this exchange in order to enjoy whatever, promos and so on, if there is and so on, Then we also have JDX bot. Now for JDX bot, make sure you use the referral link of your introducer. Please understand at the moment, we are not opening to the public. It is only for private. So if you know someone who already been part of JD Export, then make sure you get their referral. Okay, now if you don't have their referral, okay, then you have to reach out to JD Export. Okay, reach out to the support, then the support will assist you. Okay, because please understand, JD Export is not a MLM system. We are not a multi-level marketing. So therefore, we open the registration for anyone. Okay, so we don't care whether you have referral or no referral. Okay, we don't care. But at the moment, we are not opening to the public. We are only allowing the private partners, okay, to start first, because we are basically assessing few things. And once everything is ready, the infrastructure is, is improved and so on, then we will open up to the public. Okay, so at the moment, if you go to the website, you won't be able to find, a button to actually sign up. Okay, not yet. Okay, we will let you know later on. Okay, now when we talk about this entity, please understand there are important activities that is involved when you join us. Okay, example in BitGet, right? You need to sign up for a BitGet account, and then you need to do KYC. Okay, and then you need to create the API and bind with JD Export. Okay, so now, those of you, right, even if you are not ready for JD Export, make sure you sign up and do your KYC for BitGet and get ready. Because even if you cannot join JD Export, remember there is another product, right, which is the Copy Master that you can actually immediately join once your KYC is approved. Okay, all right. Now, for JD Export, so remember, okay, we got two separate platform here, but this platform will be bind, will be a bridge. Okay, so we got BitGet, which is the exchange. This is where your money trading fund will be, and you will be controlling this trading fund 100%. And then you got JD Export. You also need to do sign up, and then you need to verify your email, and then do your 2FA authentication, and then you need to purchase the strategy plan. Okay, so there is a strategy plan that you need to purchase. This is a annual renewal, okay, of the plan. And then you need to perform the API binding with BitGet. And then you need to fund your strategy wallet. So this is basically your strategy wallet, where you will have to keep certain amount for the deduction, okay, when we do the profit sharing. Now remember, okay, we cannot access your BitGet. So your profit 100% will stay in BitGet, but the equivalent amount will be deducted from your JD Export back office. That's where you have your smart contract, and that's where it will be deducted. So you need to make sure, okay, there is enough fund there for the deduction to take place, okay, which I will explain later on. Now, thereafter, you need to fund your main futures account in BitGet. Okay, now pay attentively to the words here. Okay, there are main futures account, there are sub accounts. So when come to BitGet, there are two accounts. Okay, you have the main futures account, so you need to fund your main account, and you also have the sub account that you need to fund your sub account. Now, later I will explain the amount that you need to fund and so on. Okay, the minimum amount for you to get activated. Okay, so once all this activity is done, your bot will then be activated. Okay, now please understand. Okay, we offer three different bot or three different strategy. All right, so we have USDC strategy, we got USDT strategy, we got USDC strategy, and we got the BTC strategy. That simply means, okay, for each of these strategy, you will be earning purely in that asset. So for BTC, you will earn BTC, okay, not any other asset, BTC. So those of you, right, who thinks that, hey, BTC price is too high, I cannot actually buy BTC anymore, don't worry. Now you can earn BTC through JD Export, okay? And you can also earn USDT and USDC, all right? So these are the three different strategy that is available, and I'll explain to you shortly what is the initial cost, okay? If you come in with one strategy, two strategy, or three strategy all together, right? We normally encourage our users to come in with all the three strategy. All right. This is important because please understand, every different asset has a different liquidity. So not necessarily all the bot will be running at once. Okay. Sometimes the bot may not be running, the bot will be waiting for the right timing and so on. Okay. So sometimes the floating of certain asset can take slightly longer compared to another asset. So that's the reason why it's always good to diversify and have more than one asset. And it is always good to go for all the three at once. Okay. All right. Now, let me explain quickly what makes JD Export completely different than all the products, okay, that you can find outside there, okay? Now, one of the powerful things about JD Export and the way how we trade is what we call a wallet management strategy, all right? Now, this is a very, very important strategy when it comes to the trading itself, okay? Now, when we talk about the wallet management, if you look into an analogy of going into a war zone, in the war zone, okay, please understand the most important thing is not technical. The most important thing is tactical. How you preserve your ammunition, your bullet. If you go into the battlefield and you try to shoot everything, your bullet will be depleted. So you need to know when to shoot. Know when to shoot is the most important thing, and you have to preserve your bullet so that your bullet does not get depleted in the midst of the war zone. If your bullet is depleted, that is it. The enemy will know. The enemy will come to kill you and you will be surrendered. Okay? So, the wallet management strategy is critical to the success of JD Export. All right? So, JD Export employs a dynamic risk mitigation system that actively manages the interaction between users' main futures account and sub-account to safeguard users' position. Now, this is where I mentioned to you earlier, right? Pay attentive because we have two separate wallet over here, okay? Or two separate account. One is the main futures account and the other is the sub-account. Now, you have to fund both of these accounts, okay? This is the requirement, okay? Please understand that. So, now, in this exam, in this picture, right, you can see the main futures account. Please understand that every asset that you acquire, okay, every bot, the minimum funding for your bot to get activated is $200 for each of the strategy. So if you choose USDT, it's $200. If you choose USDC, $200. If you choose BTC, $200. So if you have all the three, make sure you have $600. Okay, now, your sub-account, the minimum requirement is 50% of your main account. So if your main account is 200, then your sub-account must be 100. But we always encourage you, okay, don't go for minimum. If can, try to make it 1-to-1, which is if your main account is 200, your sub-account, you keep it as 200. Because you will be protected and also your DCA will continue, or else high likely, right, your sub-account will be depleted fast because you only have the 50%. But for the bot to get activated, the requirement is 50%. I don't want to change the requirement yet because if I change, then many of you cannot be part of it because now you need to have 1-to-1. Okay, so take note, okay? Please take note and do the needful. Try to put more into your sub-account, okay? Now, let me explain some critical things about this wallet management strategy. Number one, we have a real-time monitoring. Now, JD Export algorithm continuously monitor the main account base available balance and automatically replenish it from sub-account with an amount equivalent to the total dollar cost average value. Now, this replenishment restores the available balance to the base available balance for optimal bot performance. Let me explain to you how these things work. Now, let's say, for example, right, you funded $200. So your main account base balance is 200. If you funded 500, your base balance is 500. Okay? Now, can you change? Yes. When the bot stops, you got 5 minutes before a new position is open. We might be thinking to make it 10 minutes, okay, so that you got more time. In that time, you can actually add the fund that you want, okay? So from 200, you can add 500 and so on, okay? Now, so I will take an example now. This example, 200. So 200 is your base balance. So now let's say, right, if the market go against you or when it hit the level to actually do the DCA, either breakout or breakdown, right? When it hits that level to do the DCA, let's say, for example, the first DCA utilizes $10. So now, when the first DCA utilizes $10, your main futures account balance now will be $190. So now, when your futures account $190, the sub account will check your main futures account, and now an instruction will be sent to the sub account to send $10 to top up the main account so that it always remain $200. Can you understand me? This is the function of the sub account. It replenishes whatever amount that is actually been taken for the trading. Okay, so now it will continue to do that until it depleted. So try not to get your sub account depleted, okay? Because once it depleted, all right, then we will start to use your main account, okay? But nevertheless, make sure that, as I mentioned, right, try to fund more into your sub account rather than only following the requirement, okay? Now, the next feature that we have is the cycle and normalization. Now, once all the trading positions are fully closed, the replenished funds are automatically returned to the sub account, preparing for the next trading cycle without requiring manual intervention. So let's say, for example, right, the $10 that was used, okay, for the trading, and now the position closed in profit. Once the position is closed, that $10 will be returned back to the sub account. Okay, you don't need to do anything. It is all done automatically by JDX bot algorithm. So now that means the cycle of the trading has completed, and then you have a 5 minutes gap. If you want to do anything with your fund and so on, you can do. Even you want to remove your trading fund, you can do whatever within that 5 minutes. Okay, or you want to take longer, is up to you. But as long as the fund is there, okay, we will start the trading the next cycle. Okay, so please understand that. Okay, so that is how, okay, every cycle actually works. All right, now the next feature, we have a fallback protocol. Now, if the sub account lacks sufficient balance for replenishment, JDX bot will switch to using the main account balance for the continued DCA operation. So now, when we recognize that the sub account is already depleted, means zero, JDX bot now will start to use your main account. Okay, so we will continue to use your main account until it reaches 50%, or if the estimate liquidation is already at the critical, then we will stop the DCA. So this is where it will risk you, okay, because if the fund is insufficient and we stop the DCA, that means, right, high likely your floating can be much longer compared to others. So then when you hear others have already closed the position, why my position never closed? It has nothing to do with the strategy. It is basically your availability of the fund. Okay, so please understand that. Okay, so now when it reaches 50% of your main, so for example, if your main account is $200, 50% is $100. So now, in the event the main account balance dropped to 50% of the highest available balance, critical alert email will be sent to notify user to top up their sub account. Now, this prompt helps avoid liquidation and keep users bot running smoothly. So when you receive the critical alert, it doesn't mean that you're going to get liquidated. No, because liquidation can still take time. There are another 50% available, right? But we are telling you that get your fund ready and quickly top up your sub account, not your main account. You top up your sub account, so the sub account will check. If your main account is below 50%, it will automatically replenish. As long as it is above 50%, you will not receive the critical alert. Once it goes below 50%, you will get the alert once again. Can you see that? So we are making sure that you receive this notification and alert you, all right, so that you are prepared. Now, please understand, if you don't adhere to this alert, and let's say you are busy, you don't have time, you didn't check your email, all right, at one point, it will continue to get depleted. Once it reaches a critical level, you will receive another last email or the final warning from BitGet telling you that your account balance is depleted, and if you don't do anything now, you will get liquidated. All right, now please understand, guys. We never promise any one of you will not get liquidated. Please understand that. There are two things we never promise. Number one, we never promise fixed ROI. So if you are someone that you want a fixed return every day, this is not the place for you. JD Bot is not the place for you. Please find another program. Okay, so don't keep sending me support ticket. Why today I got no return? Why today I got no return? Because this is a real trading, right? If there's a floating, no return. If there's a return, can be high. All right. Number two, we never promise that you will not get liquidated. Our strategy will never liquidate you unless you never maintain or you never monitor your fund. So if the liquidation takes place, it's only because you were careless, all right, or it is your own negligence because you never check. Okay, so please understand, all right? So always, okay, that's the reason why if your sub account is 100% or 200%, you got more fund in your sub account, you don't have to worry about the liquidation. If you are coming in and you only have nice, okay, the fund, I ask you to have extra fund. Okay, because this may not happen all the time. It can happen once a while when the market starts to move crazy. Okay, so we don't know how the market will move and we cannot promise anything to anyone. Okay, but those of you already been part of JD Bot, you know how the market move. Okay, when it is crazy, okay, it is crazy, right? So that is how it works. So do get all those information, and I hope, all right, I hope this is clear. This is the heartbeat of the success of JD Bot, that up to today, by God's grace, no bot actually got liquidated because of JD Bot strategy. Okay, I believe those in JD Bot can vouch for it. Okay, can vouch for it. You can put in the chat room so that those of you who are new, right, you can actually see this is a real testimony, and we really thank God. Okay, thank God for this brilliant strategy, right, that God has given to our community, so that our communities, positions are safeguarded and protected. That is the rule number one, okay, in trading, safeguarding the capital. Number two is where the profit comes in, okay? So please take note of that. All right, let's move on. Now, okay, so great, right? So after you hear all these things, now you want to know what is the initial startup cost then to get started with JD Bot, right? Let me explain to you all the necessary requirement, okay, that involve cost. Okay, number one, as I mentioned, you need to purchase the strategy. We got 3 strategies, okay, 3 strategies, and if you purchase each strategy, that is 100, 100, 100, total 300. But if you purchase all the 3 at once, you will save $50. You only have to pay $250. Okay, please understand that. Okay, so that's the reason why we always advise you to go for all the 3, because you save the $50. That $50 actually you can use for the copy master, which I will explain to you later. All right, now please understand this is a 12-month plus 1 month free. So when you come in, you get 13-month subscription. Okay, please take note. Now, the second is you need to fund your main futures account. So as I mentioned to you, each of the asset or each of the strategy, right, is $200. So if you come with 3 strategy, that will be $600. Okay, then you got the sub account. Okay, you got a sub account which is 50% of your main account. So for each of the account, make sure you have 50%. Okay, so if your main account is 200, your sub account is 100. If your main account is 1,000, your sub account will be 500. Okay, so please take note of this information, right? Then you also have the strategy wallet. So this is where the profit sharing, right? The reduction, the split of the profit, whereby the 25% will be deducted for when every time the trade is closed. Okay, 25% will be deducted from your strategy wallet in your JD Bot. So 75% goes to you, but the 25%. So every dollar you are paying 25 cents, that will be deducted from your strategy wallet, not from your Bitcoin. Okay, now make sure you have a minimum of $30 when you get started. Okay, because we need $30 to get the bot activated. And thereafter, make sure you have sufficient fund for the deduction of the profit sharing, right? That is important. Now, let's look into the total cost, right? Now, if you purchase only one strategy, as I mentioned to you, you are going to pay 100, 200 for your futures account, then 50% is 100, and your strategy wallet is 30. So you need about 430 if you are going to go for one strategy. Right now, if you go for two strategy, all right, instead of 200, you only pay 180. Sorry, just a moment. So the total, right? The total fees here will be, the total cost is 810. Now, as we mentioned, we always advise you to go for 3 strategy at once. So you will save the $50. You only pay 250. Now, the total initial startup cost is 1,180, right? So now, please understand, okay? The 200 is a minimum for each of the strategy. So later on, right, you want to top up to 1,000, 10,000 is up to you. But make sure every time you top up your main account, you also have to top up your sub account. You don't have to pay extra for the strategy fee. All right. This is the cheapest ever strategy fee you can find in this space. Okay. Instead of paying a year 250, some company ask you to pay every month 150, every month 100. Just imagine, guys, what we are doing here is empowering ordinary people. So we are keeping our strategy at a very, very reasonable price. We don't know next year if we're going to increase the price, okay? But as long as it is available, take advantage of it, okay? That's all I can say, right? So I hope, all right, this information is helpful, all right, so that you can actually make a informed decision, okay? Informed decision. Let me just look into the trading. Okay, all right. Okay, now let's move on. So as I mentioned to you, this is the trading profit sharing model. At the moment, okay, it's a 75-25 profit sharing. It is valid till December. We don't know whether we will extend, but just take note, okay, it's a 25 because initially was 70-30. We have actually given more, okay, extra another 5% to our partner, which is 75, and 25 goes for the strategy fee for the JD Export. Now, this will be done automatically. You don't need to worry. As long as your strategy wallet, there is sufficient fund, it will be deducted automatically every time the position is closed. Okay, so just take note of that. Now, another great thing here, right, is basically the referral bonus program. So we do have a referral bonus, which is a 2 tiers unlimited lifetime referral model. Okay, so here you can actually enjoy a total of 30% on any purchases of the strategy and upon each of the renewals, okay, of your referrals. Okay, now level 1, okay, you will enjoy 20%. This is your tier 1. So you can introduce to as many people in your level 1 unlimited, and you will enjoy 20% of their subscription fees. So if they come in with a 250, you will get 20% of that, which is $50. Now, this is huge. Okay, this is huge. So if you introduce 10 people, you will enjoy $500 immediately. Now, you can withdraw instantly and take that money, and what maybe you want to fund your account, you can do that. Okay, so this is very, very lucrative. Okay, so take the advantage. Okay, while it is available, just do what you have to do. Okay, now the second level is 10%. Can you see that? So imagine, right? Just by having someone in your level 1, and if they introduce to level 2, you will enjoy another $25. All right, so yeah, you will enjoy another 20. So that is like $75, right? That you're going to enjoy when you have the level 1 and level 2. Now, we have another reward system, partners reward system, which we will be only introducing probably next year, whereby everyone who is actually under you, you will enjoy residual income from their strategy fee. So when the strategy fee is deducted, you will be enjoying certain percentage of that strategy fee. Okay, please understand. So this is going to be huge, okay, next year, right? So when you start to build your team, you will be enjoying those fees, okay, that is coming from your team and so on. Okay, so we're going to do a partners reward program. Okay, not really MLM, but a reward program. Okay, whoever that is in your group, it is unlimited. Okay, it can go unlimited number of levels and so on, and you can enjoy those rewards. Okay, all right. Okay, so now, so with all this information that you have, okay, you can actually make a profitable move. All right, so how to do that is a simple 3 steps. Number one, you need to sign up. As I mentioned to you, you need to sign up with BitGet, and you can sign up with JDXBot. If you don't have a referral, please reach out, okay, to jdxbot@support.com. Okay, just reach out to us. We will then show you how to get started. Okay, now once you have signed up, you need to connect, right? So this is where you create the API in BitGet, and then you need to bind your API with JDXBot, and then you make sure all the funding is done. All right, and once everything is done, your bot will then be activated. Simple as that. Now, please, all these are done automatically, so you do not need to reach out the support, nothing. As long you follow all the requirements, you will see your bot is activated. Okay. Now, you might be worried, right? What am I going to do, right? So many things. Don't worry. If you go into JDXBot, okay, www.jdxbot.com, at the top right, you will see getting started. All right. So what you need to do, you will be able to see getting started checkpoint. There are 9 checkpoints. Okay. There are, 12 checkpoints, probably 12 checkpoints. So you need to go through each of the checkpoints, and then you will have the getting started guide. This is the PDF file step by step. Okay, you will have step by step. So you just have to follow. All right, go and download this document, and then you follow each of the steps that is presented there. Okay, now if you have someone who refer you, please check with them. I believe they will be able to assist you easily. Right? Okay. So all the information that you need will be there. Okay, will be there. So if I quickly bring you right into the back office, you can see over here. All right, this is a JDXBot back office. Okay, so we have a dashboard here. So if you got 3 bots running, all the 3 bots will be showing here the countdown and the bot status. So at the moment, I have my bot active, and this is my number of days. Okay, that is actually left. Okay, number of days. If you got a referral, you will see your referral performance here. And here you will be able to see your available, okay, your available balance, USDT, BTC, USDC. So this account is $200 each, okay? And you can see this is your realized profit for the past 24 hours. It will be showing here, and the strategy fees that is being deducted, okay, the 25%. So then here you can see your historical data and so on, and bottom here you can see your assets. Okay, at the end of the day, this will be populated. Okay, populated. Now, as I mentioned to you, you can go to the home here. All right, go to the home. You can see getting started. If you tap, you will be able to get all the PDF file over there. All right, so if you want to look into some of those videos and so on, all right, you can actually check through the homepage, but unfortunately, you cannot sign up. There are no sign up button here. All right. You can only come in when you have the referral link of someone at the moment. Okay. Until we open up to the public. Right. So just take note. Okay. Now let's get back to the presentation. Okay. Now let me quickly just give you an update about JD Copy Master. Okay. Please understand at the moment, the Copy Master is still closed. We are not opening yet to the private partners, but it will be soon open, okay, because we are just waiting for one more position to close before it is open to the rest, okay? So, but you can start to get ready. Now, please understand, okay, JDXBot Copy Master, it is actually 100% managed by the master trader, by myself, all right? So, you can start as low as $50. Remember I told you, right? If you join JDXBot, instead of 300, you pay 250. That $50 that you save, actually, you can use it over here. And also, I mentioned to you earlier, right? If you are new to the crypto space and you don't have the fund to join JDXBot, but you want to start with a copy trading, with as low as $50, if you have a BitGet account, KYC is done, you just fund your spot account, and then you can get started with a copy trading. Come on, guys. This is the fastest ever, all right? You can get involved with the decentralized finance, okay? Now, Now, zero subscription fee. So for JDX Copy Master, no subscription fees, and then no API configuration. These are basically for new people. They don't know about technology and so on. Then they can start with this, okay? Now, 80-20 profit sharing, not 75-25, okay? For this is 80-20. And then we got the smart copy mode. This is basically you will mirror all my trade. So make sure, okay, when you come on board, you use the smart copy mode. We got a copier center management. It's a dedicated fund management to prevent disruption to your existing fund. So if you have JD Export, you don't need to worry. Your fund will not get mixed, okay, because there is a separate fund management only for the copy trading. It's 100% user fund control also, okay? So you actually retain the full control and you can manage your own fund and so on, okay? So these are basically some of the important criteria about the Copy Master. Now, let me quickly give you the comparison, okay, between JDX Bot and JDX Copy Master. Now, JDX Bot is an algo trading, all right? And JDX Copy Master is a copy trading, all right? Now, both we are using BitGet Exchange. For JDX Bot, you need API, all right? You need API because this is algo trading 100% managed by our software, okay? For the copy trading, no API required. And for algo, it's 100% autonomous, autopilot, run 24/7. Okay, copy trading is manually managed by the expert trader. Operation is 24/7. We don't stop the bot. But for copy trading, only 5 days per week, where we will open a position. During the weekend, no new position open. Sometimes there can be position floating. All right. So startup cost, moderate to high. Startup cost is definitely low, $50, right? So asset we are trading here is USDT, USDC, and USD, which is Bitcoin, okay? Here we can have multiple assets, but later on we are only going to basically, confine to 2 assets, which is BTC and Ether, okay? We don't want to do too many assets. Now, profit sharing 75-25. Profit sharing here will be 80-20. Now, 2 important things I have to remind again before I close the presentation, okay? Now, if you are coming into JDX Bot or JDX Copy Master, please understand there are no fixed ROI. All right, so don't expect, can I have a 1% every day? No, we don't do that, guys, because this is not an MLM. So even in MLM, if they promise you 1%, my question is, how do they make the 1% if you are trading in the real market? I don't think so they can do that. All right. So that's the reason why we want to be transparent. Okay. We want to be honest from the start. There is no fixed return. Whatever the market bless you, you take it. We don't control. If today you earn 2%, tomorrow you earn 3%, and the next day you got no, the trading didn't close, then you wait patiently. All right. So that's how it works. Okay. But at the moment, I think we are looking at about 20 to 30% every month. Okay. So once the 30 days complete, then you can see what is the return like. Right. The number 2 is this. Okay. Both of these is very, very risky because we are using futures cross margin. So as I mentioned, right, we never guarantee that none of the position will not get liquidated. Okay, the strategy wise will never liquidate your position, but if you don't manage your fund, you can get liquidated. Okay, so please understand that. Okay, you do not need to set up any parameters, nothing. Everything is done by us. You only need to make sure you manage your fund, make sure you have sufficient fund. Okay, the wallet management is the most critical. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now, before I end, right, I did promise you that I'm going to show you the minimum, right? Let's look into it. Now, if you look, right, I think we just had the head order, right, for BTC. So we just add the head order. So you can see, okay, the BTC now, you see that the market went down, right? The market went down. So because it went down, when it hit the 50%, it added the order. Can you see now the order size is 0.02? Okay, 0.02. So since the market goes down, so the down now is more profitable. Can you see the ROE is 59%? But the position size is only 0.007. Here, the position size already double. Okay, already triple actually. Already triple. Okay. So, but we are bring down the ROE. So now, if this ROE, if the market reverse go up, and this ROE hit 35%, here will be about 20%. Both is profit. So we will have 100% win rate. Okay. So I hope this is clear. I will explain more on Thursday, okay? So be there on Thursday. Now, if you look, all right, into the trading, as I mentioned to you, right, just now, what is the minimum? Now, if you look, all right, if you look into this chart, okay, now this is the minimum, okay, when the board closes, this is the minimum results you have, which is the realized profit 1.72, all right, 1.72, USD. Okay, 1.72 USD. Okay, so this is the minimum when the bot closes. This is basically like only the first at order. Okay, 1.72 realized profit. Okay, in terms of the USD value. Okay, so normally what you do, you take the realized profit and you times 75%. So 75% is actually your profit. So if you take an example of this, right, 13.18, right, times the 75%, that is about $9.88. $9, right? Now, if you take the $9 and divide by your capital, which is $200, so this will be about 5%. Can you just imagine, guys, within a week, this is a 7 days, okay, 7 days, you already made about 5% profit here. All right, so that is a net profit. Okay, a realized profit probably about 7 or 8%, but this is a net profit. So we will wait until 30 days, right? This is September, so we will wait until 30 days in order to actually measure the new strategy profitability, right? So that I think will be great. Okay, that just to show you a little bit about. So these are the real data, okay, real transparent data, whereby you can see your bot is actually running in real time, right? In real time, so you can see everything there. Okay, you can see when we open the position, when it's a DCA, everything will be there. Can you see it? A new position was just opened here. So everything will be that transparent. Okay, there is nothing to hide here if you are doing a real trading. Okay, so that's the reason why we cannot alter this data, this information, we cannot alter. Now, if we look into the recent trade that is closed, you can see over here, these are the recent trade that we closed. Can you see that? We got both long and short closed in positive. Can you see? So that's why our win rate is always 100%, because when we close the position, both will be positive. Okay, so this is the reason why you can actually see a much better result compared to the older strategy. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Can ask me more detail on Thursday. Okay, so do that. All right. Okay, great. Okay, guys. I hope that gives you a clear picture, right? What is JDX bot? How it works. Compared to JDX Copy Master. So do take advantage. Do plan the needful. If you need more information, reach out to jdxbotsupport@.com. If you have your upline, do get back to your upline. They will be able to guide you and advise you accordingly, right? Okay, all right. Before we end the presentation, any questions, guys? Any question? Any input? Any comments? Those of you already running the JDX bot, if you want to say something, about how the whole thing is working, that do use this time. It will be great for the new one to hear, okay, some of your testimonies or some of your insights and so on. Okay, so anyone, okay, would like to say something, or you want to put in the chat, okay, you can even do so. Okay, anything, any questions, guys? Or you can raise your hand. Okay, there is a icon at the bottom there, raise hand. If you want to say something, I can actually unmute you. All right. Okay, anyone? Everything good? Okay, all right. So yes, anyone want to say something? Graham, do you want to say something? No? Did I see you guys raising your hand? Let me unmute yourself. Yes, Graham, please unmute yourself. Yes.
Thank you, Doc. Yes, thank you. I'm saying the presentation was well said, loud and clear. So I'm happy about how you're going about the trading and the strategy. Yeah, just positive on that. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, all right. Most welcome. Appreciate that, Graham. Anyone else would like to add on that before we adjourn the meeting today? Okay, so if there's nothing, I believe, all right, this information is helpful. I think next week onwards, high likely there will be some changes to the presentation. But in terms of the core strategy, right, when come to the wallet management, nothing much changes. But when come to the strategy, is the way we are doing it now is a little bit different. Okay, just take note of that. All right, so I will be explaining more detail on that on Thursday. All right, so if you are interested to find out a little bit more about the technicality of JD Export, the new strategy, then be there on Thursday, okay? And also, right, one more information, guys. On Thursday, I'm going to introduce a crypto card. So if you are interested to acquire a crypto card, okay, because I have a company that is offering a crypto card, there is a metal and a plastic crypto card. Okay, so now if you are earning crypto and you want to spend in Kina or you want to spend in US dollar, you want to spend in your currency, then be there on Thursday. I'm going to share with you a card that you do not need a KYC, I think, right? So be there because I want to share, because please understand, this is a DeFi, decentralized finance. So one of the powerful aspects of decentralized finance is to be able to spend your crypto without any restriction. Okay, so you can spend in your own native currency. Okay, that is the most important. So you can go to you can go to a shopping center, you can go to ATM machine, you can go to anywhere you want to, right? You can withdraw the money, you can even use. So it can be used in all the country, okay, as long as I think is allowed to use, right? But anyhow, I have not actually bought the card. I want to do it live with you guys. So I'm going to buy the card live and show you how to do it. Okay, and show you how to do it. And then, okay, and then I will advise you the step by step and so on. But be there on Thursday because this is the DeFi. So I want, and also, right, it's not that expensive. Okay, we don't want to do something too expensive. Okay, we want to keep it simple, affordable for our people, and everyone can have access, to use this card. So you will have the app. You will have the app, and also you can have the physical card. Okay, so they will deliver the physical card to your address. Okay, you just tell them the address, but you cannot use PO box. Please understand. Okay, some of your country you got no address. You are living in the mountains, got no address. Please make sure you got an address. Okay, if you use PO box, they won't allow. Okay, so anyhow, I will share details on Thursday. Don't miss out. Okay, don't miss out. Tell your team to be around. Okay, if you are a leader, you got a team with you. Tell them to be around because they are also giving some kind of incentive when other people is using the card under you. So you are earning while other people are using. So I think that is awesome, right? So that is good. That is like a reward system. Okay, it's not really a MLM. It's a reward system that you can also enjoy some percentages when they actually use. Okay, as well. So be there, guys. Okay, so I think that would be awesome because I want you guys to see if you can acquire the card because that will make your life easy. You can travel, you can pay your flight, you can pay your hotels, you can go to the supermarket, you can do a lot of things. Okay, those of you in Papua New Guinea, you can go to the mall, right? You can go to the mall just below the Stanley Hotel, right? Just below the Stanley Hotel. Go to the mall there. You can spend. You can go to you can go to Rimbonan Hijau or whatever, right? Over there, right? You can go to anywhere there and spend. So that will be great because this is what is decentralized finance is all about. Okay. So we will see you guys on Thursday. I'm trying to prepare presentation and I want to do live, to buy the card live to show you how to do it. So that would be great. So all of us will be using the card, from the start. Okay, it's not like I'm already using it, not really, but I already have some of my friends already using it. They already tried in the supermarket. They already tried in the ATM and so on. It works well. Okay, it works well, and it is actually this card is released by one of the prominent one of the prominent company, okay, that is actually producing the card. All right. So I will share a little bit more detail when we meet on Thursday. Okay. So I just thought that I want to bless you guys, okay, with this information. So be there. All right. Be there and use this opportunity, okay, that you have. All right. Okay, guys. With that, I would like to say thank you so much. We will catch up again on Thursday. Okay. God bless you all. Take care. Let me see if I can unmute everyone. Okay, all right. Yeah, you are muted, guys. God bless you all. Take care.
God bless you.
Take care. God bless you all.